I just got hit in the ass with a spatula.
I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? You never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right. I'm like Bill Cosby. Hey, welcome to Unscrewed, the show that has proven itself to be a really embarrassing way for me to spend my evenings. I'm Martin Sargent, and let me introduce man's best friend, the woman who has received more fan mail about her breasts than any other co-host since the great Andy Richter, Laura Swisher, everyone. Laura! I'm sorry. I don't mean to joke about that, but how does that make you feel? I mean, that people, they're writing in mainly about your breasts. I think that's despicable.
Look up, Marty, when you talk to him. I think that's just horrible, Laura. I wish.
No, that is horrible, believe me.
It is. You know what, Marty? You work hard at your craft, honing, trying to be funny, and then, boom, finally your breasts are noticed, and you're like, thank God.
Whatever works, right? Whatever works.
It's about time.
No,
yeah.
You are very funny. Speaking of fan mail, you know, we've been getting a ton of it, or I should say people have been sending us lots of mail. Here's one now. It's from RandyBag76. He writes, your show sucks big ass. Yeah, whatever, man. So Laura likes to suck some big ass.
I think that's you. That's
Sure.
at you.
Sometimes I do. You know, some people even like our show so much that it's inspired them to create art. Here's a drawing of me from W.T. Clay. Check it out. Yeah, that's great. It's like me after an 8-day crystal meth binge. Let's see it.
Uncanny resemblance.
Come back. Okay. No, that's pretty scary. That's pretty great.
Your eyes are kind of fat.
Okay, they did one of you too, Laura. Here's Laura's. Check out Laura's. Yeah. It's like the wrong Laura. It's more like Laura Croft. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, let's go to the drawing. Go back. Now come back to Laura. It's a superhero. I am super breast. Nice.
SB. Super breast.
Hey, tonight's show is more than just artistic interpretations of Laura's chest. We've got one of the smartest guys in the world, theoretical physicist Michio Kaku is here to explain if the theories presented by some of our previous guests on the show have any scientific validity. And the dark tipper himself, Kevin Rose, will be here with another trick to screw your friends, a little segment we call I Hate You. And whoa, if you're in a world music scene like I am, you're really going to dig tonight's musical guests all the way from Lebanon. We're honored to bring you Hatton. Let's take a sneak peek. Hey, Partridge Family, step aside. Your beat. That guy's awesome. Hatton will be back later in the show to perform their smash hit from their second album, Woolhead. That's coming up later. But before any of that...
Now, Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent.
This is Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent. According to the Associated Press, a mental hospital in Oregon announced they would be hiring translators who speak Klingon. The plan would not only benefit mental patients who insist on speaking only the language of space warriors, but would also come in really handy if Worf ever loses his Though hospital officials later announced that the Klingon translator plan would be scrapped, the regularly scheduled Romulan sing-alongs will continue. Come on! According to CNN.com, the U.S. Army has found a powerful new weapon in training soldiers for the dangerous business of urban warfare. Video games about urban warfare. The plus side of the video game plan is our troops will develop much-needed city fighting skills. The downside is the death rate among short, mustachioid Italians could skyrocket. The Army plans on keeping the training program in effect until the year 2027, when the government is expected to run out of quarters. And finally tonight, according to Reuters, more and more elderly people are turning to computer dating sites to help them hook up with sex partners. Ew. It's not so much that they're into sex or even their computers, it's just that at their age, they get off on being able to use the phrase IBM. Old people are also excited because while you and me, AOL's offer of the 1,000 free minutes doesn't sound like much, to them, it could well be a lifetime guarantee. And that's the news with Martin Sargent. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Laura?
At Unscrewed, we're big fans of the paranormal, but with all the reports that come in, it's hard to differentiate the facts from fiction. That's why we called our Bigfoot-loving friend Scott Harriet to investigate. His first mission? To get the cold, hard facts about reported haunting of an old distillery off the coast of the Pacific. Roll the tape.
This restaurant actually opened as Frank's Roadhouse in 1927. It was a speakeasy during Prohibition, and a woman started working at the hotel, a very friendly woman who liked to wear blue dresses. She and her boyfriend were down on the beach one night. Just earlier that evening, her husband had found her, had been thrown out by the bouncers, and everybody thought he was gone. But he apparently showed up on the beach and stabbed her. About a week later, people started seeing a woman in a blue dress walking along the beach, and then slowly but surely, the ghost appeared here in the restaurant.
Does she have her head on?
She has her head on. She's not always wearing a blue dress anymore. She's
naked?
No.
Is she ever done anything malicious other than whacking guys on the ass with a spatula?
No, she's actually never done anything malicious.
Have you ever seen a drunk ghost?
Yes, I have. She was here when I walked in as I was coming up the drive, and she's in the different areas of the restaurant.
And what kind of tipper is she?
If I could use the word dimension, we could explain that.
You cannot use the word dimension.
Okay.
There's a strong sexual energy.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do ghosts have sex?
With people living or dead?
Oh, I don't care.
I actually had an interesting encounter with the ghost myself a number of years ago, where she walked through me a number of times, and it felt really good.
Go toward the light, Kate. Toward the light. No. Nobody does that? Okay.
This is where she comes, is through this area right here.
Will she be divided into like 10 sections for a little bit and then reform?
Yeah.
Ever seen a photo of her?
No, but I can tell you what I experienced.
Yeah.
In my head, I got a nice picture of.
Yeah, when she went through you.
Yeah. And so that it will, in fact, pick up technology. It's meant to pick up electromagnetic pollution. Here we go. Yeah, something's going on now.
Lloyd, these are just wah-wah pedals.
Oh, I am feeling something now, right behind me.
She's hoping that we can bring her partner forward. That's what I get from her. Yeah. I don't feel her anymore.
No, I don't feel her here anymore either.
All right, well, Scott is on call, and we'll be back with more paranormal reports as often as he's allowed out of the psych ward. Marty.
Because he's crazy. Internationally recognized theoretical physicist and one of the smartest guys on the planet, Dr. Michio Kaku, is going to be here to tell us if all our guests are nuts or if it's just us. Now take a look at this. Ah, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Ah!
Oh, yeah!
Hey, welcome back. Our next guest graduated #1 in physics from Harvard in 1968. Since then, he's received a PhD from Berkeley, held a lectureship at Princeton, and published over 70 physics articles on subjects such as superstring theory, supergravity, supersymmetry, and hadronic physics. And oh yeah, he's also the co-founder of string field theory. In short, he's one smart mamma jamma. Dr. Michio Kaku, welcome to Unscrewed, sir.
Glad to be on the program.
All right, so Dr. Kaku, over the past few months, some of the guests who have appeared on our show have made some fairly unbelievable claims, and as responsible journalists who are bound to the highest levels of ethics and integrity, we wanted to see if you could tell us if there's even a kernel of truth in any of these claims.
Glad to.
Let's just cut to the chase. Rael, the French-Canadian, the leader of the Raelians, he says that he is the spawn of space aliens. Is there any possibility of that?
Well, as Carl Sagan once said, remarkable claims require remarkable proof. Now, there are two hallmarks to a scientist. First, we have to be open-minded about aliens and UFOs. But second of all, we demand the gold standard, reproducible, testable evidence. That's the beef. You have to show us the beef. So far, we have no evidence whatsoever provided by the aliens that a cloning took place of humans 25,000 years ago, or that they successfully cloned a human. And in fact, no primate has ever been cloned. I repeat, no chimpanzee, no orangutan, no ape, and no human has ever been successfully cloned. So I tend to doubt their claim.
You don't think that the white suit and crazy haircut are proof enough that this guy has mystical powers?
Well, scientists also have strange haircuts and strange coats as well. However, we do believe that we have independent ways of judging how old things are. Was humanity created 25,000 years ago? Well, you know, we have carbon dating, radioactive dating. We have DNA analysis, which gives us the rate at which DNA mutates. We have ice cores. We have lake sediments, tree rings, fossil evidence. We have about 6 independent ways to calibrate the age of objects. And we think, therefore, that humans separated from the chimpanzees about 6 million years ago, not 25,000 years ago.
So it looks like Royale's just in this for the free love and wild sex that you get as a cult leader.
And free publicity, tons of free publicity.
So we also had a guy on the show who claims that there are 20-foot people living in the center of the Earth and that he can communicate with these people telepathically. Is there any possibility of a race of 20-foot humans living in the middle of the Earth?
Well, you know, believe it or not, even though we can't look at the center of the Earth, we do have satellite data that gives us very accurate readings of any gravitational anomalies of the planet Earth, and the Earth appears very solid. Also, we have seismic information. Every time there's an earthquake, seismic shock waves go right through the Earth and are refracted. And again, we know that the Earth is quite solid as a consequence.
Well, Mikos is going to be sorry to hear that he doesn't really exist. But speaking of mind reading, channeling, remote viewing, we had a remote viewer on the show. We said he was trained by the U.S. Army. What do you think of that? Is that possible?
Well, you know, believe it or not, the United States military back in the height of the Cold War used to pay psychics to locate Soviet submarines in the oceans.
With any success?
Without success, because the Pentagon heard rumors that the Russians were doing it. And I'm sure the Russians heard rumors that the Pentagon was doing, hiring psychics. And so we had a psychic war, a psychic gap, as to see who could marshal as many psychics to locate Soviet submarines. However, there's no instance where a psychic has been able to successfully reproduce the location of any submarine on the bottom of the ocean.
Man, we're striking out here. We're striking out. Also, we had on this set a guy named Alex Chu who claims that if you wear these magnetic rings on your finger that he has invented, you can have eternal life. What's your take on this?
Well, again, evidence has to be testable and reproducible. You have to live forever in order to test this theory. And we simply don't have the evidence. Right now, we do believe, however, that living tissue has something called magnetite in it. And therefore, we know that magnetic tissue, tissues do have some magnetic properties. And we think that animals, for example, home in on the magnetic field of the Earth in order to breed, in order to migrate. However, this is a very small effect. And scientists are not convinced that this has any beneficial effects, like, you know, getting clear skin and getting a better sex life and living forever. We're not convinced about that yet.
Okay. We also had a bondage clown on the show named Ouchie. What's your take on bondage and clowning?
Bondage and clowning? Well, gee, I'm a physicist, not a sociologist or a sex therapist, so I really wouldn't know about that.
So scientists haven't tested this either?
This is where no physicist has gone before.
Well, Dr. Kaku, thank you so much for helping us to straighten all these issues out. We appreciate your expert opinion and your lone voice of reason in what is otherwise a rumbling din of constant insanity here on Unscrewed. You are welcome here anytime, my friend.
Okay, thank you very much.
You can find out more about Dr. Kaku and his work at michiokaku.com. You got to read some of his books. They're amazing. Coming up, a man who has turned himself into a lizard. Exclusive interview next. Unscrewed. Everyone expresses themselves in different ways. Me, I sing Gilbert and Sullivan operettas with my a cappella choir.
I am the Philip.
Others surgically alter their entire bodies to make themselves look like reptiles. Joining us now via netcam is one self-proclaimed freak, Eric Sprague, also known as the Lizard Man. Yo, what up, Eric?
How you doing, Martin?
All right, man. So what made you wake up one day and say, this human being thing is for the birds, I want to be a lizard?
Well, I think everybody has those mornings where they wake up and say this human being thing is for the birds, but it wasn't just a one-day thing for me. I was actually an art student, and I came up with a concept piece, and over the course of 4 years convinced myself that I actually wanted to do it, to transform my body.
Most people paint or sculpt, Eric.
Right. Some people like to work with clay, some people like to work with canvases. I chose my body as my medium. It's always with me, and it always makes an impact with a statement.
Kind of a flesh worker. So what have you done with your body?
Well, I've had nearly 700 hours of tattooing. That covers my entire body. I've also had Teflon subdermally implanted into my skull to make ridges over my eyes.
Non-stick.
Yep. Had my teeth sharpened at points and my tongue bifurcated.
You had your tongue bifurcated. You've actually had your tongue forked.
Mm-hmm.
That had to smart.
Or dumb, depending as the case may be.
I mean, that must actually, this is a big trend among the kids right now, the forked tongue thing. How much does that hurt?
Well, it's actually not the procedure. It's the swelling afterwards that most people say is the most uncomfortable. It's gotten a little bit of attention lately because there was a piece of legislation pending in Illinois attempting to ban it.
What do you think of that? You think that Congress should ban the forking of the tongue?
I think at that point it's more political grandstanding. It's not about whether or not people want to split their tongues. It's about whether or not the government should be telling you what to do with your body as an elective procedure.
Yeah, that's going to get people a lot of votes. Split the tongue. So tell me, you get a lot of play from the ladies with the forked tongue? Are they interested in that kind of thing?
I'd say that's probably the #1 sort of response to seeing a forked tongue is curiosity about what it can do.
And when you go down there, does it work?
Oh, it works very well. My girlfriend has always given it very positive reports.
Hey, you ever wake up, Eric, and say, oh, shoot, I should have been Goose Man or Antelope Man?
Well, I mean, when you do something as serious as I have, there's always going to be those moments where you have to step back and look at it. But ultimately, I've been working on it now for over a decade, and I've always been very happy with the way that it's progressed and where it stands.
Do you have a dollar estimate how much you spent on all the tattoos and the implants and everything?
I've easily spent over $10,000, but that's not bad if you think about it in terms of a yearly fee.
No, that's good value.
If you think about it in terms of value, my tattooing alone would be an estimated value of over $250,000.
So generally speaking, how do people react when they see you on the street?
Lots of turning and pointing.
Any laughing or crying?
It could go either way. Usually they laugh at first, and then they cry when they find out that I'm happier and make more money self-employed than they do.
All right. Hey, Lizard Man, thanks very much, man. I, for one, think you're great.
Thank you. I think you're great, too, Martin.
Thanks. We're friends, me and Lizard Man. And now let's bring it back to Laura. She's not a lizard, but she sure is cold-blooded. Laura?
Wow. Thanks, Martin. How apropos that this segment's called I Hate You. And here we are with Kevin Rose, our dart tipper, and he's going to share with us some evil, mind-bending things that you can do on your computer to those you hate.
This is actually a great one for Marty because he doesn't know how to type. He's what we call a hunt and picker. And let me show you how that works. It's people that type like this. They put their hands in the air and they go like that. They have no idea where the keys actually are.
And it takes them like 5 hours to do one document.
Oh, exactly.
Very
So
familiar
let
with
me show you how to screw them up a little bit. What we're going to take is we're going to take a standard butter knife here, and we're going to put it under the edge. Yeah, I mean, just anything you can get out of the drawer. And you put it under the edge of the keys here, and you notice if I pull back like that, yeah, they tend to pop off like that. And then what we do is we take these keys and we rearrange them. Now, most people start off with the N and M keys, just to screw them up a little bit, and then you can, move on towards the F12s and F11s, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I hear ya.
So what we do here, give this a try here. Give it a try here with my knife here. Use that one there, and we'll pop these keys off, and just take them here. They pop off easily. They don't damage the keyboard, and you can put them right back in. See how that works?
I'm not that dramatic. I want mine to fly out. There
you go. There you go. So yeah, just pry back like that. There you go. You're getting the hang. Well, that's decent.
Not exactly. Woo! Okay.
Another fun one. Check this out. This is with the mouse. Now you know how a mouse works. Check this out here. See this here? This is a standard mouse ball, and that's how the mouse actually gets the navigation.
Right.
So when we flip it over here, that ball moves around, which in turn moves the cursor on the screen.
Yes.
So let me show you what we do here. We take a little piece of Scotch tape there, flip that mouse over, and right over the back of the mouse like that. And what that's going to do, that's going to block the mouse from moving. So when you go like that, nothing's going to happen on the screen.
Nothing happens.
Actually, we got Prager. We got David Prager.
Of course.
We did this to him. We put a little tape on the bottom. Let's take a look at that now. Here he is.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, look at Prager. He's checking the connection. He's checking the connection. Yeah, throws the mouse.
He's always throwing stuff.
Prager gets a little pissed off from time to time. We're actually sending him to some classes for that. It's kind of an anger management type thing with Prager. You know, he's short. It's one of those deals. But
short people deserve to be screwed with.
Definitely. But you know, that's about it. That's all I got for you today.
All right. Well, thanks, Kevin. If you want more dark tips, then go to our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. Back to you, Martin.
All right. Thank you very much, Laura. And D-Tip, as I like to call him.
Dark Tipper.
Hey, is it art or is it crap? Or is it art made out of crap? Find out when we come back in 3 minutes, all right?
And now it's time for another moment in NASA history. Help me.
Hey, it's high time you had a little bit of culture in your life, and we're here to help with a little game called Art or Crap. It's brought to you by ModestyPanel.com. Let's play Art or Crap. Here's how it works. I'll show you a picture. You have to tell me if it's a museum art piece or a piece of crap. All right, Laura, let's play.
Could it be a piece of crap that wasn't a museum? Does that count?
I don't know.
No,
just play the game.
All
How about this urinal right here?
That's crap.
You think that's crap? You don't think it's the famous Marshmallow Dussault piece?
Dussault? No.
Dussault? No, that is just a urinal. Do not crap in a urinal unless you're playing a funny trick on a restaurant. Okay, this one right here.
Right there?
I don't know if that's Liza Minnelli. Well, the question is that art or is that crap?
Crap.
Think that's crap? That is a Marie Osmond and Child Christmas ornament. It's a little bit of country and a little bit of crap, apparently.
I agree.
Well, you can play this yourself. Get the link at our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. Hey, thanks to Mishu Kaku and the Lizard Man, and thanks to you for watching. Say goodnight, Laura. Good night, everyone. Circle.
I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? You never seen anything like that. And Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right.
Greetings, ye lusty freaks, and welcome to Unscrewed, the show that defies description, at least for our crappy writing staff. I'm Martin Sargent, joined as always by Laura Swisher. Yo, Breezy, what's craculating? This show gonna be off the heezy crunk word is born.
Martin, why are you talking like that?
Why you playing, hating chicken head? Getting all in my grill.
You're an idiot.
Laura, I know. What I'm doing, I'm just trying out my new teen lingo glossary. It's meant for youth ministers to understand their drug-crazed teenage flocks, but I use it to impress the Breezies, Bettys, Chazzies, and other women who might want to get their G on with MC Sargent up in here. Feel me?
How's it working for you, Martin?
Let me show you what I'm talking about, though. This is actually meant for youth ministers to understand them. For example, all up in my business right here.
Twosies.
Translated is when someone is meddling in your affairs or dealings, they are in your business.
Can you
Quit
give me an
asking
example?
about my girl. Why you all up in my business? Want to learn some more about teen lingo? How about all up in my grill? The act of being up in someone's face.
I wonder if they have someone updating it. Like, is there like a minister that has to be on call for when the language changes?
I hope so, because I need to learn more.
That's fresh.
Anyway, for many of you out there sitting in your filthy dark hovels watching tonight's program, maybe a life-changing experience in one of two ways. First, you might experience an epiphany about the nature of the cosmoverse through listening to the words of our first guest, who claims to have proof that crop circles are in fact the work of aliens who apparently don't have Palmolive on their home planet. Second, we have a woman who wants to make the world a more positive and loving and happy place by skipping. Yes, word is born. The founder of a nationwide adult skipping movement, Kim Corbin, is here. She's awesome. It's going to be a life-altering whirlwind of excitement show. Right, Laura?
Yes.
But first.
Now, Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent.
This is Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent. I think I'm Brit Hume. Page 1. According to Reuters, new mobile phone services operated by Hong Kong conglomerate Hutchinson Whampoa will offer pictures and video clips from Playboy Enterprises. Telecom analysts say these phones are a chilling reminder of the caliber of women who will never be calling me. Also from Reuters, a new renewable energy source has become reality with the development of the world's first power station to be fueled by macadamia nutshells. In a related story, the price of macadamia nuts today skyrocketed to $32 a barrel. The inventor of the method could not be reached for comment as he has been shot dead. And finally tonight, in strange news from the Associated Press, a deer in Omaha, Nebraska walked through airport security, making it all the way to baggage claim. Airport officials insist this was not a ridiculous breach of security as the deer was required to remove its shoes and belt before entering the main terminal. Upon getting wind of the incident, the ACLU immediately snapped into action, accusing the airport of profiling, saying the only reason the deer was stopped was because it was a deer. And that's the news with Martin Sargent. I'm Martin Sargent. So are crop circles landing pads for UFOs? Are they just God making art? We'll find out right after the break. But before all that, do you have a weblog, or as we say in the business, a blog? Seems everyone has one of these online journals, and people use them to share fascinating minutiae about their lives to the world. The phenomenon has inspired a segment we call Dear Blog.
April 10th. Dear Blog. Idiots! So, finally, I've got this blog to work. My hosting company told me it would be funky for a few days, but they forgot to mention that my FTP settings would be different. Idiots! So anyways, I went into Cold Stone today and got a small vanilla with peanut butter cups. I don't understand where their sense of small comes from. The thing weighed like 1.5 pounds or something. I had about a fourth of it. Damn, it was good.
Another moment in NASA history!
Yeah, I see you out there, Steve. Now, why don't you quit hot dogging around and just get back in here?
Unscrewed, it's like vodka and orange juice, but with tomato juice.
Hello. Our next guest is an authority on the phenomenon of crop circles. He can not only tell the real crop circle from the fake, but he can also read the secret messages buried within all that folded corn. Marshall Mathers, welcome to Unscrewed, sir.
Thanks.
So, Mr. Mathers, these crop circles, they look cool and mysterious, but is it not true that they're just the work of a bunch of mischievous math geeks hopped up on cider, toting boards and ropes and GPS devices out into the cornfield?
Don't forget the microwave ovens.
Yes.
Yeah, gotta have that. Actually, there's a way to filter them out. And it's the nodes in the plants. If there's expansion in the nodes, the fluids, it comes from electromagnetic warming, then you know you've got a real formation. There are other ways to tell, such as signs of ingress or egress. If you see that, in other words, they've got to tromp into a field or tromp out of it, you're going to find that. So when crop circle researchers are out there and they're looking, they want to see if the plants are broken when they've been laid down.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's how you can tell if it's been done by a prankster.
Energy. If it's prankster's doing it with boards, you're crushing.
Okay.
Okay, whereas a formation that's been formed by energy, actually it's elegant the way the plants are woven and laid down gently. And they continue to grow, actually. And the farmers who have the formations will tell you that in an authentic formation, that part of their field actually becomes more productive with consecutive crops.
So when the aliens make these things, do they go out in the field with the hose and the rakes and make these pretty things? How do they make the crop circles?
It's with energy. There's a lot of different theories about it. I tend to like the scalar energy theory. And
what's that one? That's one of my
energy.
favorites too, but let everyone else at home know.
Okay, there you go. The Earth generates natural scalar energy. All right. The 3 crop circles we'll talk about tonight all happen during the middle of August and when the crops are mature, but it's also during a time when there's the equatorial bulge and forces within the Earth are causing a higher level of scalar energy to be released. And I'm thinking that, and what I'm seeing so far, is that this is really the energy that's being used by whoever's creating these messages.
According to your website, you believe there's a connection between 3 very complex crop circles, each made a year apart. What is the significance of this connection of these 3 crop circles?
The key significance is that it goes back to Carl Sagan, 1974.
Everything goes back to Sagan.
Absolutely. You start with Sagan, you work your way forward.
Millions and millions and
billions.
See? Everything.
And Sagan in 74 with another astronomer by the name of Drake.
Love Drake.
Drake's a great guy.
Yeah.
They created a message and they beamed it out into space from the Arecibo telescope.
Oh, that's the one down in Puerto Rico owned by Cornell University,
it's that 5-watt CB thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so they got a message reply back in 2001.
They got a what did the message say?
Well, it came back and it said, well, here we are. And this is, it basically used the same binary coding system that
we
Sagan
sent
and Drake set out, and the same format. It changed some things. It had a picture of a face in there, and it reminds people a lot of that face on Cydonia on Mars.
Yeah, the one with the big eyes and the classic gray Zeta Reticulan alien head that we're used to.
Yeah, that. And so I never really paid much attention to the head. It was, the interesting thing was exactly where, and that place was called Chilbolton, and it's right next to a radio telescope. All right. The previous year, in exactly the same place, there was a formation nearly the same time in the August of the previous year.
What are these things all saying, though?
Well, so far they've been communicating issues of technology and astronomy, basically kind of like a building block, conceptual building block.
So we're looking at it right there, right? There's the different ones. That's the one that we sent out and the one that we got back.
This is the Arecibo reply message. And you see the second circle down there in the corner. Now that actually has an icon of the formation that was in the very same spot in that field the year previous.
So what are the aliens really trying to say to us?
Go to the next slide.
Go to the next slide. We want to know the upshot of what these alien people, why are they building these crops in our fields and destroying our agricultural economy?
In the second, they're not building, they're trying to get a message across. In this one, this formation happened a year again, another year later. This one happened in Crabwood. To me, this is a real turnaround crop circle formation, different from everything else. First off, it has a picture of an alien face.
Okay.
All right. Now, it's hard to see it in the picture, but the thing that I noticed first about the alien face is you watch X-Files, you watch the movies, you see the aliens, it's the grays, right?
Yeah,
the almond-shaped, black, featureless eyes.
Well, that's just it. If I know about this and you know about this, then the pranksters who could have built this thing, wouldn't they make it look like that? How is that proof that it's from the aliens?
But if you saw the photograph, you look at the eyes, and the Crabwood formation has sclera, pupil, and an iris.
Aha! Now we have our proof.
It's a new breed of alien. Okay, so, but the other thing is he's holding out a disc. And the disc is, if you've worked in the computer technology, I don't know, you ever been in the business? But anyway.
Clearly not. That's why I'm doing this job. Okay, what does this mean? It looks like a disc.
All right.
It looks like a hard disc.
We looked at it, and actually, a fellow who developed DVD technology for Apple, his name was Bob Hager, and we took a look at this and immediately said, we've got a spiral, we've definitely got bit pattern there, we've got a CD or DVD, something like that. So we started analyzing it. As we started analyzing it, this website came out, Earth Files, and they published a translation of it. I didn't like the translation, came out, and it just didn't pass the smell test.
We're running out of time. What did it say?
Bottom line is it says, there's good out there, there's bad out there. Basically, beware. You know, just don't trust anybody that shows up with candy and flowers.
So like Mel Gibson in that crappy movie Signs, we shouldn't trust that.
I think Signs was an abomination.
Why? Because Gibson's not a good actor, or because it didn't... Why?
It's an abomination. Look at the formations in that movie. They were simple. I mean, it was like comparing a Model T with a Jaguar. I mean, they were simplistic and stupid. The whole movie was stupid. It was 1950s stuff. It deserves to die, as far as I'm concerned.
There you have it. There's Mel Gibson crying. Do the aliens also cry?
I don't know.
Never met an alien?
Never met one.
We got to go. Marshall Mathers, thanks for being with us, and thank you for coming here in peace. We hope to see you again. Hey, coming up, we got a woman who has turned skipping, not galloping, skipping into a means of saving the world. Stick around.
Sport.
Welcome back. Hey, to some, skipping brings back fond memories, carefree days filled with sunshine and happiness. To others, it was simply a childish activity that stopped when we discovered dating or drugs. To our next guest, however, skipping is more like a religion, a calling that can unite people and add positive energy to the world. Please welcome the founder of a national adult skipping movement and creator of the website iskip.com, Kim Corbin. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Kim, I skipped as I was a child, but I was really bad at it. I often skinned my knees, and everyone made fun of my bloody pants. Why should I skip now that I'm an adult that everyone still makes fun of?
Well, first of all, you should only skip if you feel like skipping, because really the whole skipping message is about being true to yourself and freedom. But it might be good for you to skip because you shouldn't worry so much about what other people think. If it makes you feel happy, then by all means do it.
But why not jump rope or hopscotch?
That's good too. That's good too. Anything that's like freedom of movement or being in that childlike joy is fine. It's not really all about skipping.
What separates the good skippers from the crappy skippers?
Well, really, I think to be a good skipper, you have to not care what other people think. Like when you skip,
clearly.
Yeah. Like there's this, even when I first started, there's this voice that says you're crazy, people are going to laugh at you. And there's this other voice that's like, yeah, but it's so free and fun. And it's just learning to listen to that voice that loves the freedom and loves to feel good and doesn't really care what everyone who might be judging them thinks.
Gotcha. So did you make varsity skipping in high school?
No, there wasn't skipping yet. Like, I didn't even know until I moved to San Francisco from Indiana that skipping was such a wonderful thing.
But when did you first realize? I mean, you must have been really hopped up on drugs when you decided to do this thing, right? How did you have that epiphany? What happened?
I was out in San Francisco on a Friday night in the Castro, and this guy said skip, and I followed him, and the minute I did it, I thought, why did we stop? This is so much fun. It's great exercise. I bet I could start a national movement.
Yeah, well, you know what? Lots of guys in the Castro have asked me to skip after him, but I haven't done it. I have not
done it. But I did, and now I'm the skipping queen.
Could you teach me, an uncoordinated hack, how to skip, Kim?
I could try. We might start with galloping.
We might start with galloping. That's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So we got this website. It's called iskip.com. It's kind of a network for skipping enthusiasts throughout the nation. How many members do you have?
Well, there's 2,500 people that are actually on the mailing list, but I constantly am getting emails from people who either were too embarrassed to skip, so they like call themselves closet skippers and now they feel like they can come out, or people who are trying it, and so it's a really unquantifiable number.
Does Tom Petty know you have his hat?
No, but I'd like to skip with Tom Petty.
Hey, you're becoming rich off this whole iSkip business. I mean, what's the scam here, Kim?
There's no scam. Actually, I started it in the middle of the whole .com explosion, and I really wanted it to be like the smiley face was in the 70s. It's really about positive energy and doing something that you love because you love to do it. And it's not about making money. It's about connecting with kindred spirits, and that's what I think the internet's really all about.
Yeah, but the dream didn't quite work out, did it, Kim? We don't see pictures of you on the back of people's bumpers, do we?
I'm working in the fitness industry to start a company called Body for the Ages.
I love it.
And
Speaking of the .com boom, you're friends with other internet celebrities such as Randy Constant. People may know him as the man behind the Peter Pan homepage, pixieland.org. There he is. There's Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Any plans for you and Randy maybe starting a Peter Pan musical, perhaps, skipping-wise?
Well, I'm not much of a singer. I'm more of a skipper, but, you know, stranger things have happened. There's a national skipping movement, after all.
And I know you also at one point dated the man behind IBlowBubbles.com.
I did.
What happened? I mean, you seemed like a perfect match for each other, Kim.
We're still extremely good friends who go on positive energy missions. It just didn't work out in the love department, but we still spread the joy.
Friday night would roll along, you'd want to skip, he wanted to blow bubbles. I can picture the friction.
Yeah.
So, was it hard to break it to your family that you wanted to start an adult skipping movement?
You know, my dad, they're Midwestern people, and at first he thought that I had totally lost all of my marbles, but then he tried it, and my dad is actually a skipper in the Midwest. So
yeah? He joined the skipping?
Yeah, he's a skipper.
All right. Well, Kim, thank you so much for coming in and teaching us how to skip. Can you just get up and maybe skip on out of here just so we can show everyone how it's done? Can we do this with the camera? There she goes. I love it. Kim Corbin, everyone, iskip.com. So when we come back, learn more about ant flow. But first, check this out. Check this out. I swear, the tape has not been sped up. Check this out. Cool.
Go. Ooh, she beat her state record. She had an 8.22.
Unscrewed. Screwed? Unscrewed. Well, Aunt Flo is late again. Apparently, she's checked in the Red Roof Inn. Curses. We'll check in with her tomorrow. Anyway, our hard-hitting correspondent, Gary, once again takes to the street, this time gathering groundbreaking data on how far people go to save a buck. Here's Gary.
I have this idea where they want to put a chip in everybody to track everybody as part of national security. What do you think about that?
A chip put on my thumb?
Yeah, it's a little chip that they put on your thumb to help track you.
Mark of the beast. I'll refuse it. Yeah, I would.
And how about if it gave you discounts for shopping and stuff like that?
Oh,
would you?
yeah.
You would have a little chip on your thumb if it gave you a percentage off? Okay, cool. All right,
That's
cool.
right straight in the Bible.
The chip is?
I agree with it.
That's crazy.
Bad idea.
Inside your skin or something?
Well, it's almost like permanently glued on top of your thumbnail right here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. No, would you do that? Have a chip in your thumb? No. Yeah, you can like barely see it. It's gonna be like a little tiny black dot thing.
Thumbnail came off.
And how about if they put the chip in, and when you went shopping, if you put it under a thing and it gave you a discount while you were shopping, would you do it?
Yeah.
If you bleeped in there and it gave you a discount.
How big of a discount?
See, this is the question.
Yeah. Yes to it.
Yeah, you say yes to it?
Cool.
Okay. All right, cool.
That's Gary. Yeah, it's still scary. Give it up for Gary. So as a TechTV superstar, I'm hip to the latest internet fads, and let me tell you, if there's one thing the kids crave nowadays, it's watching the online video clips, and that's why I've commanded our webmaster create a video archive of the best behind-the-scenes moments and on-screen gems from the long, storied history of Unscrewed. Just go to techtv.com/unscrewed and click on anything that says video. It's all pretty much priceless. We're going to post clips every day, but that's it for tonight. Good night, everyone. We'd like to thank Marshall Masters and Kim Corbin. See you tomorrow, and email me.
You guys have time to take a survey? A quick one-question survey? Nope. That's a no.
We're not from here.
Oh, okay.
He has to use the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
We're walking, but we're selling at the same time.
Okay, well, good luck, man. Good luck, and come back by. Come back by if you can. All right, you got time to take a quick survey real fast? Oh, no English? No English? Got it. You got a couple minutes to answer a question? We'll take that as a no. How are you folks today?
How long is your quick survey?
It's a one-question survey.
A one question?
Yeah, you guys have time to take a one-question survey?
We do.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Cam whores, menstruation,
And proof of life on Mars.
I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? You never seen anything like that. And blingo. Blingo?
Unscrewed. That's right. Hey, hello there. Welcome to Unscrewed. I'm Martin Sargent, and ladies, I am available. Martin at TechTV.com. Bring it on. As always, I'm joined by my co-host and one of the reasons I'm single, Laura Swisher, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
I consider every woman one of the reasons I'm single.
Come on, ladies.
Come on, ladies. Hey, on tonight's show, this is such a great show. To some, namely people with vision, this is just a blurry image of the Martian surface taken by a passing NASA orbiter. But to tonight's guests, this picture proves that advanced extraterrestrials once built an elaborate civilization on the surface of the red planet. That's right, incontrovertible truth of life on Mars here on the show tonight. Laura, are you into the whole cam whore thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
You have your own cam set up, do you not?
I absolutely do, yeah.
And for the people at home who love Laura, I know you get a lot of mail, they love looking at it. You can stare at Laura all day long. All you got to go is go to her spy cam, techtv.com/unscrewed. Why don't we take a little peek at what the people can see there, because it's really hot.
Yeah, let's
There she is right there, cleaning some of the crap out of her eye as she walks in every morning. Let's take the next one. There she is. Looks like she's hitting the crack pipe.
But
Beautiful.
That's
There's got blown something up her nose. Got another one right there. That's what happens after you hit the crack pipe, I think.
I love it.
And finally, we have the, oh my God, that's what happens in a couple of, that's disgusting.
It was a crazy night, I don't know.
Well, turns out, Laura, take it away! Turns out anybody can be a cam whore.
Really?
With a webcam, even I can turn my sick exhibitionist dreams into a trashy, pixelated reality. You want to know how you can do it too? Here to teach us how to become a successful neck cam whore in 5 easy steps, the creator of the best page in the universe, it's Maddox, a.k.a. George Azudian. Hey, George!
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. So, first of all, what is a net cam whore for people who don't know?
Well, a net cam whore is a girl with a webcam and too much time on her hands. And not enough dignity to keep her clothes on.
And you apparently know so much about them. Maybe you have too much time on your hands. Do you look at a lot of these girls?
I admit I do.
So George, I want to give up my unfulfilling life as the dorky host of an unfunny television show that no one watches on a network no one has ever heard of, and become a sleazy cam hoe bag. Help me. How do I do it? Walk me through the steps. Number one.
Number one, never smile.
Never smile. That's wrong. Okay, I can see. Okay, go on.
All right. Now, smiling never gets anyone anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you always have to look brooding and depressed and mysterious. Guys like that.
They do. They do. What's step number two?
Step number two, you have to write bad poetry. Everyone loves bad poetry. There you go. Make it as depressing as possible.
Do you have an example of bad poetry?
I do. I wrote this myself. It's called Hatred.
Hatred. Go on.
Fire. Burning. Sultry shivers of a dark essence. Why am I tortured with this nihilistic existence? Bitter, darkness, despair.
Wow. George, you wrote that yourself?
I wrote that myself.
That's beautiful. Step three, contrast. Very important step three. What's contrast all about?
Right, you need to turn up the brightness and contrast to hide blemishes in your complexion.
Mm-hmm. Right there, you look like ass, yeah.
Not very clear.
That's the way it's done. You look angelic in that one, George. Number four has something to do with the glasses, right? The spectacles.
Right, you need to wear stupid, trendy, box-framed emo glasses. Now, no pseudo-intellectual is complete without them. You need to look smart and give that impression, because everyone knows you're not.
Are cam whores generally pseudo-intellectuals?
Right, they're the people you see at coffee shops reading Dostoevsky on a Friday night. You pretty much get the picture of why they're there.
And step five, the wish list.
Right, what you need to do is make a wish list and sell yourself for it. All you need to do is take away your clothes and dignity, and you can trade that in for money.
All right. George, I think I got it. The 5 easy steps, how to become a cam whore. I understand. I'm going to do some whoring tonight, man.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you so much. For more, visit our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. And you got to check out that man's website. It's one of the funniest ones. He calls it the best in the universe. Maybe it is. We've got links to George's website and to his hose. All right. Coming up, a guy who says he has incontrovertible proof that a thriving city once existed on Mars. But first, Laura, are you hip to that whole instant messaging world? You know, the LOLs, the TTFNs, blah, blah, blah?
I'm not too keen on instant messaging because I feel it's really impersonal, especially if you're in an office. Go for MMing.
MMing, what's that?
Megaphone messaging. Check it out. That porn?
Went out to Martin's house, same old story.
All right, copy left.
Seriously, is there any coffee? What you looking at? Time. Hey, Marty!
Hey, welcome back. Our next guest is way into Mars. He's the filmmaker behind the documentary Project Red Star, Martian Genesis, and the author of the book Ruins of Tithonia, and he believes that he is in possession of pictures that provide incontrovertible evidence of an extraterrestrial colony that once thrived on Mars. Stuart Best, welcome to Unscrewed.
Well, welcome, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate being on your show.
It's our great pleasure, sir. So if the evidence is conclusive, incontrovertible, how come more people don't know about it?
Well, that's a very good question, because it's been there. It's been on the internet for about 2 years, and I think probably because no one has bothered to look in that particular area.
So were you just surfing around the internet and found these images of Mars and saw the ruins in there?
Well, what we were actually doing, I'm a video producer, and we were doing a documentary on another subject that called for possible exploration of the Martian surface, and so that's what got us interested, and we began to search for anomalies on Mars, and we found this particular area and really began to investigate it. And the more we investigate it, the more we found that there is no question. There's artificiality there. There are engineered structures.
And you think that these pictures that you found on the internet prove beyond a shadow of the doubt that a civilization once existed on Mars? Let's talk about some of the individual structures. The mining building, tell me about that.
All right, if you, on the picture, if you look at the left-hand side about a third of the way up and go over slightly, you'll see a smooth flow of land, and then it's interrupted almost at a 90-degree angle by a large rectangular structure. That rectangular structure is about 450 feet long. It's got a long protrusion that sticks out from it. And there are a number of parallel lines on that structure.
Yeah.
It's well engineered. There's no question. Nature does not provide that kind of a structure.
No, it's perfectly clear. Perfectly clear.
And if you look at the rooftop, you'll find that it's perfectly flat, but there's something centered on the roof that's kind of arched, like, oh, I don't know, a solarium or something of that nature.
Does the mining building have a food court?
Well, who knows? It must have something in there. We don't know really what it's about, because we call it a mining building because that's what it reminded us of,
Sure.
but we don't really know what it is.
Close to the mining building in the city of Tithonia is something that you call a statue, maybe a religious statue. Talk about that.
All right, that stands behind an octagon structure, which is clearly visible.
It looks hexagon to me.
Oh, well, hexagon, whatever,
Okay.
but it's of that nature, and it's got a dome on top with an archway leading into it. And right behind it, you'll find a statue that stands approximately 200 feet tall. At first, we thought, well, it's just a pile of rocks, but the more we began to examine it, it appears to be a statue very similar to what you would find in Egypt.
It looks like the statues that were in Afghanistan that the Taliban blew up.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. And in fact, the scale of that statue is almost identical to the Taliban statue.
Do you think that if the Taliban had the chance, they would blow up Mars?
Probably they might.
Hey, if this is a smoking gun, as you claim, why hasn't NASA taken a closer look at it? What are they trying to cover up?
Well, in order to understand that, I think you have to go back to the Brookings report. The Brookings report, they're a kind of a think tank. They issued a report back in the 1960s, I believe it was, early 60s, and when we were beginning our space program and space exploration. And they concluded in that it would not be a good idea to release any information that they found that proved extraterrestrial existence.
On the other hand, when they found the microbes from the rocks from Mars, I mean, Bill Clinton took time out of his day to give a little speech about it. Don't you think that the NASA scientists would be excited about this?
Well, they might be excited about finding microbes. Microbes are a whole lot different than finding artificial structures, because artificial structures of the nature that you see there include engineering. That's high intelligence. That's not just microbes. That's a whole different ball game.
Do you think these structures were built by aliens who sort of grew out of the primordial soup of Mars? They evolved there, or did they come from another place and come to Mars?
Well, our guess would be that they came there. Our guess is because of the nature of the planet, and there are other structures there that we're working on right now in that particular area, that's kind of an outpost or an observation post of some sort. What really got us interested was the fact that the scale of those structures, there's a step pyramid there that you can plainly see, there are some wall ruins there, are almost identical to the scale and shape of things found on Earth.
I was watching this video with my downstairs neighbors, and though I could clearly see the city, they couldn't. They thought that you were a little crazy. Granted, they were all a little high on the pot. But what do you say to your critics?
Well, we say they should really examine it. We spent 16 months looking at that. We've done all kinds of tests on it. We've had architectural people look at that. And the conclusion is, by the people that actually do study it, that is artificial. There are people, however, that just simply don't see anything. When you're viewing satellite photography, it does take a little bit for the eyes to adjust to it. But no, there's something there.
Is it not true that the entire city of Sacramento is actually an alien ruin?
Well, it might be.
Stuart Best, thanks so much for being with us today, blowing some of that smoke off the gun.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, those who are interested can get more information about structures on Mars at projectredstar.com. My brothers, does the menstrual cycle of women give you monthly grief? How to use it to your advantage when we return.
And now it's time for another moment in NASA history.
Y'all are gonna quit this damn horsing around over here. I mean it.
Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent.
Welcome to Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent. I'm Martin Sargent. Our top story tonight, playing video games is actually good for you, according to a new study out of the University of Rochester. The researchers concluded that avid video gaming improves such skills as multitasking, visual acuity, and engaging in solitary masturbation to relieve the gnawing loneliness until the next version of Quake comes out. Moving on, according to a study from the University of Arizona, the average desk has 400 times more bacteria than the average toilet seat. Yeah. The study found that this is especially true for people who pee on their desks. And finally tonight, a Brazilian man has gone back to his wife. The same wife who cut off his penis when he asked for a divorce. The husband was reported as saying, "You crazy bitch, you chopped off my d-." The incident just proves the old adage that if you give a woman an inch, she'll take 8 inches. Or, you know, maybe 3. 2.5. I don't know. And that's the news with Martin Sargent. I be Martin Sargent. And now from male troubles to female troubles. Laura?
Thanks, Marty, but actually we're talking about your female troubles.
My female troubles?
Yes, your female troubles, in that you're having a difficult time, you know, getting laid. And that's why I took the liberty of checking out this site for you. It's mum.org.
Mum.org, the Museum of Menstruation. How the hell is a website about the Crimson Curse having a little catch-up with my steak and help me get a date?
Wow, that's really good. I didn't even know those. Martin, you're damn good.
Oh, yeah, I know these.
Well, see, this is... My theory is that that women like men who understand them, and if you understand women in a way that most men don't, you get a leg up.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say you're on a date. Hypothetically, you're on a date.
Hypothetically, and you. Okay.
And the date's not going well.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, of course. Then you just throw in a little bit of information that you glean from the site. So you might say, "Hey, do you know what Kathy Rigby?" Susan Day and Mary Lou Retton have in common?
I have no idea, but they're all, except for that one, pretty hot.
Well, now you do, because I'm going to tell you. You say, well, they were all in Tampax ads.
Ah, there you go.
Excuse me, Kathy Rigby was actually in a Stay Free. You correct yourself like
Okay,
that.
you correct me like that. So yeah, what you're saying, I'm not sure how bringing up, you know, the red bird of bitchiness, checking into the Red Roof Inn is going to help me get laid here. I mean, that sounds suspicious, Laura.
Well, Martin, it's not suspicious. As you know, I'm your friend and I'll do anything to help. But see, this site is not just about periods. You can also, it's also about art,
Ew.
for example.
Art about falling to communism?
Have you seen the Pawn Jacket?
No, I haven't seen the Pawn Jacket.
I like that. See, now this is a work that was inspired by Gloria Steinem's essay, If Men Could Menstruate.
Yeah.
I love
Not bloody likely.
That's gross. You know, I once knew a girl who had that same jacket, only it was in red.
Oh.
All right, I'm thoroughly disturbed here. What's your point? Cut to the chase
My
here, Laura.
point is, if you go to the site, you learn more about women, drop it in conversation, you'll get lucky.
All right. Aunt Flo coming over for a visit. I've learned a lot. Thank you very much, Laura.
Oh, you're welcome, Marty.
Woo. So, how do you find the best free porn on the internet? Our mother of porn knows, and she's coming up just ahead. Unscrewed. Hey, yeah, I wonder what Judy, our porn mom, has got cooking in her kitchen today.
Hi, I'm Judy. Today's porn tip is about searching for porn the right way. The key to using Google for good porn searches is you have to remember to turn off safe search. Remember, safe sex, good. Safe search, bad. Here's how you do it. You want to click on Preferences. Ooh, that'd be nice. Preferences. I prefer tall, dark, and hunkalicious. But anyway, they don't give us those preferences. So under their preferences, we want to choose Do Not Filter My Search Results. But be prepared, because searching without a filter can be a little bit dirty. And we don't want to be dirty, do we? Of course not. So now try, I don't know, sexy blondes maybe, or whatever boils your water. Me, I'm going to type in stud muffins. Ooh. Now there's a recipe Martha Stewart cannot give you. Or maybe she could. Anyway, that's it for today. Bye-bye. Safe searching.
And that's another tip from Judy, our happy little porn. You know, I like her, but the pearls with the bow, that is such a faux pas.
You're really good about fashion.
I am. I know fashion. Hey, are you a big enough movie geek to know your Monsters Ball from your Monsters, Inc.? Then you're ready to play movie poster trivia from liquidgeneration.com. What a great game this is. Are you ready to play? The rules are simple, okay? We're going to see a movie poster. Yeah.
Get your candy. Turn off your cell phones and stuff your face with a puppet corn.
Whoa. That totally freaked me out right there. I know it's happened. Okay, are we ready to play now? Let's actually play the game. All right, there is a movie poster, Laura. Okay, they've blacked some things out. Can you tell me what movie that is?
The Signs? That's
Signs? Signs? Why do you think that's signs? Why, there's not a... That's posters. The basketball was a dead giveaway. It's not an alien spacecraft.
I thought
Jesus, you're terrible at this. Okay, how about this one? What's this? We got a hot chick. We got some people underneath the hot chick. She seems to be a giant hot chick. Do we know what the movie poster represents, Laura?
Aliens?
Oh, God, that's not even a movie. I think it's... anyone? Does anyone know? I'm going to say Fatal Instinct.
Fatal Instinct?
That's the opposite. Oh, Basic Instinct. Oh, this is just embarrassing. All right, men with guns shooting something off poster. Do we know what the movie is?
Gee, that looks really familiar. I just, three guys with guns?
Three guys, three men and a gun?
I think that's it.
I don't know. Oh, F it. I have no idea what that is. That's Bottle Rocket. That's actually a really great movie. That's a great movie, but I Anyway, you can play lots more movie poster trivia on our site or the source of that, liquidgeneration.com. What do you say we do email and get the hell out of here?
Let's do it.
Hey, Laura, how about we see what the feedback is? Here's one from Marcus. He writes, Martin has the kind of hair that grows on a baboon's ass.
That's not nice.
Really, Marcus? Well, let me show you a picture of a baboon's ass, all right? Aha! See? The baboon's ass is clearly hairless. My hair is nothing like that. I have a full, although messed up head of hair. There it is, baboon's ass, my head.
Very good point.
Thanks for backing me up on that, Laura. Here's another one from somebody called Unstable Matter. He writes, this show is the boom shiggity of the hizzle world dog. Fliss side eye fubu. What the hell does that mean, Laura? Do you have any? You're ethnic. What does that mean?
I think it means that in this hizzle world, it's the boom shigitty.
I guess. Okay. No, I don't think that's right at all. But
for sure.
If you guys know what that means, write us. Go to our website, techtv.com/unscrewed. Send me an email, unscrewed@techtv.com. Big thumbs up to our guests. Thank you. Good night.
In the club, and the ladies looking lovely. Tried to show some love, but the gators tried to mug me. Walk up to the bar.
Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I'd like to meet. Pretty woman, I don't believe you. You're not the truth. No one could be as good as you. Mercy.
I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. Yeah, I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? Never seen anything like that. Blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right.
Oh, mercy. Hello there, and welcome to Unscrewed, the show that proves that television stars don't necessarily have an easier time getting laid. I'm Martin Sargent, joined as always by the rare and radiant Laura Swisher. Laura!
Swisher, yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay, Marty. How are you?
I suck, man. Laura, today is one of the worst days I've had since Deep Space Nine got canceled.
That was a really bad day for you.
My internet girlfriend, Sassy Angel 82, she dumped me. And can you believe that little hoe dumped me via email?
You're kidding.
This is rude. What's this world? Now I have to start the whole internet dating thing again, and I'm so nervous when I'm around these virtual women that I always get really liquored up when I do the internet dating, which is like the stupidest thing you could possibly do, because you wake up the next morning and you roll over and you've got this fat chick in your inbox.
Of course. I've had that happen to me.
There's only like one email in my inbox, and already my Yahoo mail is going, you have exceeded your 6 megabyte limit. That's how big.
I hate when fat girls end up in my inbox. I'm like, what?
You know, it sucks. You need like 2 hands on the mouse to drag her to the recycle bin. How big she is.
That's bad. No, it's okay.
It's all right. It's all right. I found a virtual way of banging my head right here on the internet. See, this mouse just boing, 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 boing.
You're too pretty to bang your head. You don't want to.
I know. Like that guy. Come back to me, baby. Send me an e-greeting or something. God. Tonight's show, wow. Tonight's show is off the proverbial hook. First, we've got this messed up German guy who gets off by thinking and writing about singer Roy Orbison all wrapped up in saran wrap. Yeah. Then you see this photo of Barbra Streisand's Malibu estate? Well, she sued the photographer who took the photo and put it up on his website for $10 million. Now we're showing it to you on TV, which is probably really stupid. Come and get me, Babs, but if you do, I'll stop buying all of your albums, I promise. Why are we going to do this? Well, Andrew Goldberg, he's a reporter for that fantastic website, The Smoking Gun. He's going to be here tonight. He's going to explain it all. Also, tonight's musical guest has a new fresh sound and an appetite for American chicks. Look out, breezies, because here's John B.
Really like American girls. They are so pretty. Sometimes if I'm nice to them, they'll take me to the big city.
That's awesome. I used to have that same haircut. We'll check in with John and his girls a little bit later in the show. Now we have something a little unusual even by our standards. Our next guest is with us by phone all the way from Dusseldorf, Germany. His name is Ulrich Harburst, and he has become moderately famous by running a website devoted to what I imagine is a fairly unique fetish. Ulrich writes stories about Roy Orbison being wrapped in cling film. Huh? Cling film. That's saran wrap in European. That's what they call it over there. We're very privileged tonight to have the author of these wonderful works on the phone, live from Dusseldorf, Mr. Harbers. Are you there?
Hello, guten Abend. Good evening from Dusseldorf. You are well, Martin?
I'm well. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so to my sexually repressed American ears, this sounds like a pretty weird fetish. Can I ask you, how long have you been writing these fantasies about Roy Orbison being wrapped in cling film, and why did you start?
Well, when I am a young boy, I wrap many things in cling film, as young boys will, and I enjoy this very much. But then I realized there's something missing and that it could be much better. And then one day I am seeing a picture of Mr. Roy Orbison, the famous man in black. Yeah. And at that moment, in an instant of holy clarity, I know what is the meaning of my life, which is that one day I will meet this man and I will wrap him in cling film, and I will leave him wrapped in cling film for several hours, and then I will unwrap him, and then I will wrap him again many times, and it will be fantastic.
Why not Elvis or Tom Petty?
Tom Petty. That's ridiculous. What are you giving me with a Tom Petty? No, that would be foolish. No, it must be Mr. Roy Orbison for me.
Well, briefly take us through your favorite Roy Orbison cling film fantasy.
My favorite. Okay, in my favorite fantasy, me and Mr. Roy Orbison, we are trapped together in the cling film factory overnight, yeah? So we are in the factory and we are surrounded by all the cling film, big rolls of cling film. And I wrap Mr. Roy Orbison in cling film many times, over and over again. And that is wonderful.
That's getting me off. Is it not true that all Germans live their lives at the mercy of some shockingly strange sexual fetish?
Well, they like to experiment, I think in the States, you are too hung up with the penis and the orifice, There are other things you can do which are fun as well, Mm-hmm. But this is wholesome, This is not some sick fetish like the donkey masturbation or the people who put the crocodile steps upon the nipples, or the people who do things to cheese. This is nice to wrap things in cling film to preserve them. The Egyptians, they would wrap their pharaohs in cling film, So, nice.
You have to understand, I'm talking to people out there now, the only way that Mr. Harbers would consent to do this interview is if we had a Roy Orbison impersonator right here on our set that we would then wrap in saran wrap during the interview. So we have one. We have one of the best ones in the United States. Roy Boy, come on out here. Let's hear it for Roy Boy. Here he is.
He's there, yeah?
Yeah. Oh. He is this exact replica.
Yeah, he looks like Roy, yeah?
He looks exactly like Roy Orbison, and he's all wrapped up in cling film.
Can he sing like Roy?
He can sing. Okay, yes, Roy, go ahead and sing a song.
Only the lonely know the way I feel tonight. Only the lonely know this feeling ain't right.
That's pretty good, huh? Pretty good, huh?
What was that? Martin, what was that? That did not sound like Roy's. That was atrocious.
It's a transatlantic call, you got to realize here. The lines must be messed up or something like that. He's the best in the United States. He's the best.
Good. So now you will wrap him in cling film for me?
Do you want to hear? We'll wrap him even further in cling film, and the microphone will be very up close. Laura, please wrap him in cling film and listen closely.
You send me the tape?
Yes, we'll send you the tape. Listen.
God bless you. Oh, I can hear it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's very good. Oh, I'm a naughty boy. Oh, I'm a bad German. Oh, yeah, wrap him tight, Martin.
It's so tight. It's so tight.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey, is it common to feel a little bit dirty when indulging in this cling film wrapping thing? Because I feel
a little
filthy.
bit, but if this is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah. Are there other people like you out there? Is there like a club, an organization that have fetishized the image of Roy Orbison?
Yeah. There are perhaps so many 7 people like me.
7 others?
Yeah, but we are growing over time. Perhaps you will join us now.
Perhaps I will. I've learned so much. Okay, now that he's been completely wrapped up, perhaps you'd like to hear one more song?
Yeah, please.
Roy Boy, please, one more.
There goes my baby. There goes my heart. They're gone forever.
Good.
So far.
God bless America.
All right.
Oh, thank you. You send me the tape?
We'll We'll send you the tape, I promise, Mr. Harborist.
You're good people. Wunderbar.
Goodbye. It's been highly educational. Thank you so much. It's a little bit disturbing, though. Thanks for speaking with us. Good luck with whatever other depravity you have going over there in Germany. And we'll send you that tape. Sweet Jesus, the Germans. Hey, why does this simple photo of California's scenic coastline have Barbra Streisand in a tizzy? Andrew Goldberg of thesmokinggun.com is up next to dish all the dirt. We'll be right back. The long arm of the law reaches into every level of society, from the outcasts to the rich and famous. And the smoking gun is there to help make sure the rest of us know exactly what's going on in the courtrooms of America. Live via satellite from New York City is Andrew Goldberg, reporter for The Smoking Gun. Welcome, Andrew.
Thanks so much. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You look real relaxed. I like the hoodie.
Thanks. You know, I dressed up for the show tonight.
Hey, so The Smoking Gun digs up the secrets that the celebrities would rather have been kept quiet, no?
Yeah, I mean, we dig around, we look in court files, we look at police records, we go back in time, and, you know, we try and stay, you know, right ahead of the curve a little bit.
So perfect examples would include, I mean, a lot of us saw in the newspaper, Nick Nolte's mugshot, right?
Right, sure. I mean, we love mugshots, and, you know, that's something we started doing in the last year or so.
What do you think he was screwed up on in that picture?
Well, I mean, I guess, what's the claim? It was the date rape drug that he was on at the time?
So was he the raper? I don't want to know. So what other ones are up there? What other famous celebrities have been up there?
Yasmin Bleeth, Carmen Electra and Rodman got arrested together for domestic battery.
Of course.
Hugh Grant, that's a famous one.
He's looking so embarrassed in that picture. And, of course, someone who's true to our hearts here at TechTV, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates is up there. I mean, that's one of the classic from New Mexico. So, you know, I mean, we cover the whole gamut of people, and we categorized them, and we keep adding, fortunately for us.
So are all these things open to public record? I mean, walk me through how you guys actually get your hands on these.
Well, when it comes to a mugshot, I mean, everything depends on where somebody happens to get arrested. So if you get arrested in L.A., like, people will say to us, hey, where's Winona's mugshot? Where's Winona? But, you know, those aren't public documents in Los Angeles, so it's really hard to get our hands on them. And occasionally we will, but it's usually somebody sort of doing something on the down low for us. New York is another tough place to get a mugshot out of, but, you know, if it happens in Florida, if it happens in Virginia, if it happens in, you know, Wisconsin, hey, it's good. So, you know, as long as celebrities keep moving around the country, we're going to be fine.
Well, right now, the big story that you're reporting on is everyone's favorite funny girl. She's not so happy. Why did Babs, Barbra Streisand, get so pissed off?
Well, she's upset at this coastal photographer. What he does is he flies up and down the coast and he takes pictures, and he's starting this preservation project where, you know, people can come and they can take a look and, you know, see the erosion or just see the landscape. And one of the things he did was he photographed her Malibu home. And, you know, you can go onto the website, look up different locations and buy pictures, and she feels like her security's at risk.
Yeah, maybe she's worried about the erosion of her career.
And quite honestly, I mean, nobody was really looking at the site of any real interest until she sort of brought it up as a lawsuit.
Exactly. So another celebrity is singing sort of a sad song, Marshall Mathers. We know him as Eminem. What's the current rap on him?
Well, he's got a suit going on right now in Michigan, and the interesting thing about it is he's being sued by a guy named D'Angelo Bailey, and Bailey claims that he was defamed in a song that called Brain Damage that Eminem put out a couple of years ago, where he says, you know, this kid would beat me up, and he goes in detail. Now, the interesting thing is, back in 1982, when Eminem was 10 years old, his mother filed a lawsuit against the Dort Elementary School in Michigan saying, hey, my son was getting beaten up by a guy named D'Angelo Bailey. So, you know, there's some precedent there for Eminem making that claim.
The name of the school was Dort?
Dort Elementary School.
So it's not just celebrities, though, is it? I mean, Smoking Gun also highlights the wrongdoings of the common man. We're going to show a picture right now of a couple, a very beautiful couple. Yeah. What did they get in trouble for? What were they up to?
That's Brenda and John, and they're from Louisiana.
Looks like Nick Nolte.
He looks a little bit, except with the overalls, right?
The other one.
They were having sex on top of a water tower in the town, and the cops showed up. They knew there were two people up there. They didn't know if they were trying to commit suicide. They didn't know what was going on, so they had to climb up to get them down. And you know, what they found out was that these two people decided, as he told the cops, he wanted to have sex on top of the world. And for, you know, if you live there, the water tower is on top of the world. And the local sheriff got into the act because we don't normally put up press releases, but one of the things was the local sheriff said, you know, this was the poor man's version of the Mile High Club.
So the smoking gun, it's a mainstay of documenting these celebrity wrongdoers. What story really put you guys on the map, though?
Well, I think, you know, probably the first thing that people sort of took notice, because we were always just throwing up documents, was, remember that show, Who Wants to Marry a Multimillionaire, that Fox did? It was sort of like the big launch of reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rick Rockwell, the comedian, he was the millionaire, and everyone was thrilled, you know, it was a big wedding. Then sort of we came up with the document that said, hey, you know, a prior girlfriend had filed a restraining order against him because he had threatened, you know, to really hurt her. So suddenly that threw Fox's show, you know, into chaos, and they were going to re-air it, and it got huge ratings, and suddenly they took it off the air, and that was the end of that show. Of course, as we know, we didn't kill reality TV with that one, though.
Yeah, those were the great days, though, the dawn of reality TV. I look back fondly.
Seems so far away 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Do you ever feel guilty for exposing all these people to public scrutiny, though? I mean, you guys are kind of being dicks here.
Nah. You know, I mean, maybe we are being dicks, but, you know, I don't feel guilty about it. Basically, I mean, you know, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. I mean, you know, I mean, what are we supposed to do? It's information, and really, you know, people in Hollywood, especially famous people, spend so much time, you know, controlling their image. Once you get into court, you know, that's one part of your image you're having a little trouble controlling, and why should we feel guilty that we're sort of, you know, going around the PRs and the other flacks?
So I understand the smoking gun is going on television also. Court TV starting when?
Starting August 20th, they're going to air 2 one-half-hour specials, and Mo Rocca's going to host the show, and it's Smoking Gun TV, and then they're going to do a year-end wrap-up.
So, Andrew, if I got caught sticking up an Arby's, or if some reporter took aerial photos of my hovel, do you think I'm a big enough celebrity that you would do something about me on your site?
If you got caught sticking up an Arby's, now where would the Arby's be? Because if it's in Los Angeles, you're going to be clear about the mugshot, but...
San Francisco.
San Francisco? There's a good chance that we would be able to dig that up, and yeah, you would probably make it at this point.
Best roast beef in the state. All right. Well, Andrew, thank you very much. Can you come back from time to time and keep us up to date on what's going on in the courtrooms of America?
Thanks so much.
All right. Take it easy, Andrew. For more smoking gun stories, head to thesmokinggun.com. Coming up, a dramatic interpretation of a blog about Metallica. But first, here's one good reason for gun control.
Go! Aha! Go!
Well, Bob. Sharp. Well, Bob.
With Martin Sargent.
Woo! This is Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent. As luck would have it, I'm Martin Sargent. Top story tonight. According to a poll by USA Today, CNN, and Gallup, Americans' trust in the media is declining. Astonishingly, the poll found that only 36% of respondents believe that the press reports events accurately. Or was that 37%? 38?
38.
Whatever. Moving on, a recent study found that about 1 in every 300 births occurs in a vehicle. And you thought it was annoying when people talk on their cell phones when they drive. The main reasons for not making it to the hospital in time were getting stuck in traffic and experiencing bad weather, although some just wanted the extra person so they'd be eligible for the carpool lane. Okay, let's move on. And finally tonight, the city of Winnipeg, that's in Canada, has made Homer Simpson an honorary citizen after learning that he was based on a real-life Winnipegian, Simpsons creator Matt Groening's father. Mr. Groening, the senior, says that he appreciates the honor, but promises not to let it go to his enormous yellow head. And that's the news with Martin Sargent. I want to go home! I'm Martin Sargent. Hey, we've got the hottest website in town right ahead, but first...
May 10th. Dear Blog. Watched MTV Icon tonight. It was one where they are honoring Metallica. Bands like Avril Lavigne, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Sum 41, Stain, all played Metallica covers, and seriously, almost all of them sucked ass at it. Korn is the only exception. They were the only band that was able to actually pull it off. They played one, and it was hella cool. Then Metallica came out. I must say that they really kicked ass.
Unscrewed. Thanks so much for sticking around. What do you say we read some emails?
Absolutely. That sounds like
This is Tech TV. Let's read emails, all right? Joey from Peachtree, Georgia wrote in. He says, I would like to advise you of this family's decision to block Tech TV access at all TV sets in our house due to this show's inclusion in the Tech TV lineup. You are nothing but a moral terrorist.
Wow.
Wow. Well, Joey, actually, you're wrong. I don't only serve as a moral terrorist. I also serve as the honorary Grand Marshal in the annual Cunnilingus Parade. P.S. You're not going to be watching Tech TV anymore. Might I suggest the Learning Channel, where they'll teach you how to punctuate. We have time for another email? All right, let's do it.
Can I say yes? Yes.
All right, okay. This one comes in from Nardoc. That's like a Star Wars character, I think. He writes, Martin, you should try to hook up with Laura. She's hot. You should really hook up with her before I do, lol. Your show is cool, man, and that bong that was on your show does guys that made it are stupid. I don't know what it is with this audience, but that's 2 letters today where I feel that I need to work on the spelling and the syntax with you. Let's start at the top, all right? You should try to hook up with Laura. Even a first grader knows that it should be wit. You should try to hook up with Laura. Yeah. That's how they're saying it, okay? You got that now? We'll go through, I'll send you an email with the rest of it. Hey, now let's take a moment for with Laura. For an unscrewed public service announcement, we've been getting a lot of email from you people asking where you can find all the crazy videos and games we show, like this thing that we feature on the show. Don't write in, all right? Rather than responding to these queries individually and personally, calling each of you dumbasses, I thought I'd publicly explain the all-important Unscrewed episode guides. Every day, the top story on our website, techtv.com/unscrewed, is what we call the episode guide. It contains all the links to everything you will see on that night's program. Further down the Unscrewed homepage are links to the past week of episode guides and one supreme link to the episode guide archives. That's the mother of all links. So before you email me about that cat fighting video for the 100th time, check out the Unscrewed episode guides where we try to help you help yourself. Okay, once again, techtv.com/unscrewed. You with it? Are you with it? All right, so what do you think? Send us an email, unscrewed@techtv.com. Thanks to Ulrich Harbers and Andrew Goldberg and Laura Switcher. Oh, you're great. Hey, everyone. Good night. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.
I walks up in the club, and the ladies looking lovely. Tried to show
Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I'd like to meet. Pretty woman, I don't believe you, you're not the truth. No one could be as good as you. Mercy. Pretty woman, won't you pardon me? Pretty woman, I couldn't help but see. Pretty woman.
Alien implant, you decide.
I'm Martin Sargent. Clearly, I'm the guy. Duh. I'm pretty much the man. Get with it. Yo, what's up? That's rad, man. What's up? Never seen anything like that. And blingo. Blingo? Unscrewed. That's right.
That's a mermaid tunneling.
Blinga. Hello there and welcome to Unscrewed, the show that brings out the best in America. I'm Martin Sargent. Joining me as always, Laura Swisher. Laura, everyone.
Hello. Yes.
How the hell you doing, Laura?
Martin, I'm doing fantastic, but more importantly, how are you doing?
I've been so freaking bored and depressed lately.
Oh.
Nothing gives me pleasure. I'm so freaking bored out of my mind last night. I'm surfing the damn internet and I find this website, peepresearch.com, all right? These loser idiots on the site do scientific experiments on marshmallow peeps.
That sounds
And I'm so
good.
pathetically bored that I try to do some of these experiments myself. I put a peep in the microwave and then something miraculous happened. The peep melted into the perfect replica of a koala bear's face.
That kind of looks like a
That's
burnt
right.
egg.
In an instant, all of my depression turned into mirth and excitement because I had created a new friend. Look, do you see the koala bear's face? Can you get another shot of that? Do you see it? Now watch when I go like this. Then you really begin to see it. I made a little koala bear cutout. And by the way, my new friend is up for sale on eBay right now. Starting bid 99 cents. You can have it. I've set no reserve. The plate alone is worth at least $2.50, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Bid early and often. You can have your very own Peep Koala friend too.
Are you going to sign it?
I will sign it.
There you go.
I will. Tonight's show, a rare glimpse into how television should be done. We have Dr. Richard Lear. He's a surgeon who has removed alien implants from the bodies of his patients. He's here tonight with footage of the operations, and he has in his possession the actual alien implants. Ew. Also, Perry, our lab guy, he's in the house tonight. He's going to test a seat pad that filters out the noise and the smell of farts, which means we're one step closer to solving all the world's problems. There it is right there. Nice musical instrument motif. All right. That's going to be a great show.
It can't but be a great show with a fart filter seat.
That's right. So you put your ad up on TechTV Personals, and what happened?
Well, Martin, I have to apologize to you because I've been giving you a lot of, crap for not having any luck with the ladies.
Apology accepted, but it still stings, Laura.
I understand. I haven't really had luck with my personal.
Really? There's like thousands of guys up on our personal sites. You can't find one? What the hell are you looking for?
Martin, I pretty much want what everyone wants, which is, a nice guy who's short from Bayside and is a computer technician.
Short guy from Bayside, Queens. This is your lucky day.
Are you going to host the show?
Hells no. But I have found your man. He goes by the screen name Dr. Bunsen. He lives in Bayside, Queens. He works as a computer technician. He loves the sun.
I love the sun.
He loves hanging out with good friends.
I love hanging out with good friends.
And he loves playing on his computer.
I own a computer, and I type.
Finally, he wants someone he can talk to, and no matter how many times they've had the conversation, they always find something new to talk about. Laura? Laura?
What?
All right, so maybe we didn't find a love connection here tonight, but we're going to give this matchmaking another try. And if you people out there want to try to find your kindred spirits, sign up now. Unscrewed Personals. Personals.techtv.com. That's where you do it. But first, how about we do some news?
Now, Unscrewed News with Martin Sargent.
This is Unscrewed News. Martin Sargent reporting. According to the Associated Press, the Pentagon is developing a super spy machine that can record everything a person does, from heartbeats to internet chats to video games to masturbating. And as far as I'm concerned, that pretty much covers it. Moving on, scientists have discovered that babies learn to speak the same way birds learn to sing, using feedback from the parents when trying to communicate. Luckily, humans are not like birds in the way we learn to eat. And finally tonight, according to Knight Ridder newspapers, the Iraqis have taken to giving nicknames to Western-made vehicles, including calling SUVs Monicas after Monica Lewinsky. The vehicles got the nicknames because, like Monica, an SUV rolls over easily and has a wide rear hatch. And that's the news with Martin Sargent. I be Martin Sargent. All right, so just ahead, we got this doctor has removed alien implants from human bodies and even brought the implants with him. We're going to show you. But first, here's the latest in safe sex. The guy puts a condom on his head. Must be one of those Trojan Magnum condoms. Thank God there's a reservoir tip to hold the medulla oblongata. And then he blows it up. Oh my God, and they say condoms break easily? What the kind of an office is this? Well, stick around. Hey there, welcome back. So, if you've ever been abducted by aliens and, as a result, been burdened with an unwanted alien implant, our next guest is who you want to see. He's not only the author of such works as Casebook Alien Implants and The Aliens and the Scalpel, but has performed surgeries to remove alien implants from patients the world over. Dr. Roger Lear, welcome to Unscrewed, sir.
My pleasure to be here.
All right, so Dr. Lear, could I be walking around with an alien implant right now and not even know it?
Yes, you could be.
I mean, what percentage of Americans do you think have implants in them? And they're not even aware of this.
Well, if you look at the, in general, the abductee population by the Roper poll, which was done in 1993 and 96, you can tell that there's about 2 to 3 million Americans who are subject of the phenomenon.
And these are only the ones that answered yes in the poll. I might not even remember it.
That's true.
How did you get in this line of work, taking alien implants out of people?
As a consummate skeptic, as a scientific challenge to prove this was nothing but a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, well, you didn't go to medical school for this. What is your medical training?
I went to 4 years of specialized training in the podiatric medical field.
Podiatry, that's
right.
Foot doctor.
Foot doctor,
Yeah.
Educated right here in San Francisco.
Right on.
At the California College of Podiatric Medicine.
Good school.
Good school.
Great football team.
And from there, wish. And from there we made this leap.
So how many alien implant removal surgeries have you performed over the years?
Well, my surgical team has performed 10 surgeries, and as a result, we've removed 11 objects.
Well, the first time you did that, what did the people come to you and say, I think I have an implant, an alien implant in me, would you please remove it? It's wigging me out. How did that work?
No, the first time there was someone that was a researcher in the alien abduction field who showed me some x-rays in which he thought there was alien implants, and I looked at him and I thought this was utter nonsense.
Poppycock.
Yeah, so I said, why don't you just take them out and see what they are? And he said, well, I think that she would have that done, but she doesn't have any money, and she doesn't have any insurance.
Does insurance cover this sort of thing, this procedure, the HMOs and all that?
Interesting question. Interesting question. I don't have the answer, though, because we don't charge anything.
Oh, you don't?
No. It's all
pro
free.
bono.
Pro bono.
Now, I've read that you've actually had an alien abduction experience yourself. Have you been on the mothership?
That I don't know. In the book, The Aliens and the Scalpel, I talk about some very strange dreams that I've had.
Yeah? A lot of acid?
Where?
So we have actually some of your video of one of your surgeries. Why don't we take a look at it so our audience can see what you're up against. Warning, this is not for the squeamish, okay? Can we see the tape of Dr. Lear performing a surgery? Why don't you narrate over what's going on here?
Well, we've just removed an object that actually moves underneath the skin. When you touch the skin, it moved out of the way. It'll even follow your finger. And this is a little sort of clam-shaped affair, which is soft tissue, kind of bivalve. Kind of creepy for even me to look at.
Yeah, it's kind of a mollusk sort of thing.
Yes.
Have you had any of the removed implants tested in laboratories to find out what they're composed of? I mean, couldn't that have just been a sliver someone got on the deck?
Yeah, we've used laboratories such as Los Alamos National Labs, New Mexico Tech, University of California, San Diego, and numerous other ones. And I just happened to bring a couple of the samples of implants with me here.
All right.
That we removed early on. Of course, these have been reduced in size because they have undergone some fires
through the testing. There's one right there. That's a very small. Looks like the tip of a number 2 pencil.
That's right. Yeah.
And how do you know that it's not the tip of a number 2 pencil?
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to the scientists who look at this.
Okay, and these scientists who perform the analyses, what did they say these things are composed of?
To make a long story short, we find very unusual things like non-terrestrial isotopes. That means there are constituents of the metal that are not earthly. So when someone comes and says they've been abducted by aliens and you find something in their body, take it out, submit it for analysis, and then the findings come back to tell you that they contain some non-terrestrial substances, then what's a logical person supposed to think?
How come this is, let's take another look at another implant that you removed. Is this from a different patient now?
No, this is what I've actually brought here.
Oh, this is the same. This is part of the same one.
This is the same. This was actually a T-shaped object in the individual, and this was removed early on in 1995.
95. Hey, what do you think one of these things would fetch on eBay?
I don't know. What would I fetch on eBay?
I don't know, sir. Do people? I'm surprised that people don't want to keep their implants, kind of like I did my wisdom teeth. Why do you get to keep them?
Well, that's an agreement we make with the individual. They can't keep them because they've got to be submitted for scientific research. But the knowledge that comes out of it goes out to the rest of the world.
Well, okay,
that's why I'm here.
Yeah, but how come more people don't know about this? I mean, how come this isn't on the cover of Time magazine? This is a phenomenal story. You have taken alien implants out of people's bodies. Why don't more people know about this? I mean, you have the laboratory results. How come?
Well, I've been all over the world. I've been talking about this on a number of major television shows, newspapers, magazine articles, but there's only a certain percentage of the population that seems to get the information. But shows like yours, you see, will help get the information out, and we're telling the absolute truth. This is no joke.
Yeah, we speak nothing but the truth on this show.
Yes, sir.
Cut right to the chase, sir. So does anyone ever want just an implant reduction surgery rather than taking the whole thing out?
No, you got the wrong guy. You got the wrong guy.
Hey, Dr. Lear, it has been a delight. Thank you so much for being on Unscrewed. And if you want to know more about Dr. Lear and his practice, why don't you visit us at techtv.com/unscrewed. All right, your ass smells like a swamp. Thankfully, we've got the solution just ahead. Don't go anywhere.
And now it's time for another moment in NASA history.
Yeah, ground control. Check won't give me back my diary.
Do you have a problem with flatulence? You're not alone. Clinical studies show that the average person produces 1 to 3 pints of gas a day and passes it 14 times. That's nasty and begs the question, is there a way out? Joining me now via netcam, the inventor of the Gas Be Gone flatulence filter seat, Jim Huza. Hello, Jim.
How you doing, sir?
Good. So I have one of these flatulence filter seats right here. How does this thing work? That's to say, if I don't fart, but if I did, could Laura detect it if I had your cushion?
Well, actually, what we have is we have a polyfoam filter which actually muffles the sound and diffuses the outburst into a layer of activated carbon with an equivalent surface area to that of a football field. That's our Gas Be Gone product line.
So you can fart across the entire width and breadth of a football field and it's going to take care of it?
Well, in fact, that's what most end users have, but it's the equivalent surface area that's in that carbon that's to a surface area of a football field.
How effective is this? I mean, if I really, really rip one, am I going to hear it and am I going to smell it?
Well, I tell you, we're not doing anything to claim that we're 100% effective against the sound. You know, I grew up with one sister and 3 other brothers, and I'm telling you, some of them, excluding me, mind you, hit 8.2 in the Richter scale. So we're not going to muffle the sound to the degree where it's not going to be heard. However, it does muffle it to a certain degree, and the secondary benefit is it diffuses the outburst to get to a larger surface area of the activated carbon.
So, I mean, don't you think it's a little more embarrassing to actually carry around a fart pad with you than to actually just silently pass gas?
Well, it all depends. We have several designer patterns, as you see on our website. We have a...
I have the musical instrument motif right here.
Yeah, that sort of changes the way we once knew of playing musical chairs as kids, you know, and that's one of them. And then we also have a leopard skin design. That's our silent but deadly. And for the race car enthusiasts, we have a black and white checkered flag. But, you know, we also have a basic black design, and it's very commonplace, again, as one gets older as well.
Yeah, I've got one right here.
The basic black?
Yeah, I was sitting on it. So how much does Gas Be Gone cost, Jim?
They're $19.95, the Gas Be Gone, plus shipping and handling.
All right, Jim Hughes, thanks very much, and good luck with that, all right?
We appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
That's Jim Hughes of Via Netcam. You know, I'm glad it was Via Netcam because I'll bet that dude really reeks. Now, we never take their word for it on this show, so joining us in the test the flatulence filter seat from our product testing lab, Laura and our staff scientist, Perry. Laura?
All right, thank you, Martin. And you know what? I couldn't be prouder because I'm here with lab scientist Perry, who is going to share his experience with the fart filter seat. Now, Perry, where was this cushion when I went on a cross-country trip with my grandma? Where was it?
I have no idea, Laura, but as you know, this cushion works because it contains an activated carbon filter,
which filters out all of the methane and hydrogen sulfide from the human flatulence.
I know that. I've been passing gas for years now, and my couch cushion, fine. My car seat, fine. The chair I sit at work, fine. All fine.
That's some nasty shit, Laura.
Well, all right. How long does one of these things last?
Well, apparently for a man, it lasts, according to the tally toot. You're supposed to mark off each time you toot. 400 times for a man and around 800 times for a woman.
Wait, it lasts twice as long for a man?
Approximately, yes.
Why is that? I don't get it.
Men are stinkier animals.
Oh, okay. That's true. That makes sense. So, you tried this yourself. You tried
Actually, I did not. I subsisted all day on a diet of carrots and celery and luncheon meats and kidney beans,
beer.
And unfortunately, tonight I have stage fart, so I am unable to test the actual product myself.
Stage fart? You mean you can't fart on cue?
No. That's a valuable skill on Comedy Central and The Man Show, but not on this network.
Yeah. Unscrewed, nothing about farts. All right, so now we have to do this other test because you weren't able to fart.
As you can see, this egg is approximately 4 weeks over its expired on date. And fortunately, it contains quite a few hydrogen sulfides right now, so
it's gonna stink.
It'll smell like the dickens.
All right, let's do it.
Ready? I think it's working.
It's working. Martin, you should totally use this.
I don't need one of those things.
Yeah, you do.
No, I just prefer to put a Glade plug-in up in there. That sort of does the trick. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. That was wonderful.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right, when we come back, yet another reason why we love the Japanese. But first, what do Radio Hut employees do when they're not at Radio Hut?
And now, another reading from the memoirs of a Radio Hut guy. August 7th. It was another scorcher today. In the afternoon, some kid took a hobby class RC Cobra Kit car for a test drive out in the parking lot. That bastard heat ate the little rubber wheels off that little car. Kind of feel like, I don't know, something big was about to come down. But in a good way.
And welcome back. Oh, Japan, you are so splendid. It's time again I tell the world how much we love the Japanese. Daisuke Dazo! You've outdone yourself once again. Words will not suffice for this Kikkoman soy sauce commercial. Observe. With a trusty fish head superhero in flailing panties, who could resist the Kikkoman flavor? So salty, yet delicately so. Who will play Kikkoman in motion picture? I submit, Jeff Goldblum. Apparently, Kikkoman soy sauce is not only delicious, but also hallucinogenic. Let's take another look. If I drop you in my eyes, oh soy Kikkoman sauce, I will trip for 16 hours, brown acid-like. Kikkoman. And that's why we love the Japanese. And now it's time for a little something we like to call viewer email. Uber Gnome writes, Martin is a pure genius. I demand he run for presidency. Martin is obviously the world's greatest mind, so he should be running our country. You know, I think this guy's got something here. Right now, I'm announcing my candidacy, my campaign slogan, 87 viewers today, tomorrow the world. Bring it on.
That makes sense.
I'm not going to win anything. And here's one from Peter. You guys have to be my brand new personal Jesus Christ. Woo. Any place I can find porn tips and those life-affirming psychics, sobs quietly while applauding, I will craft an award and send it to you. Nice email. I especially like those stage directions. So Peter, chuckling quietly to self, your praise means a lot to me. Thinking about getting the hell out of here. Love to hear from the fans, wondering if I missed happy hour, you freak. All right, one more. Trigmaster had a suggestion for the Unscrewed drinking game. According to him, you should take one sip every time Martin introduces himself with a serious voice in the Unscrewed news segment, every time Martin chugs a beer, every time Martin thinks he's cool. Drink, 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 drink. Because see, I was thinking I
Because
was
you think
cool.
you're cool.
Drink, 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 drink! All night long. Hey, so what did you think, everyone? Why don't you send us an email? The address is unscrewed@techtv.com. And many, many thanks to Roger Lear, the doctor, the alien scalpel, Jim Husa, and of course our staff scientist, Perry. Laura,
Martin.
you're damn fine, girl. Good night, everyone.
And I tried to get my drink on.
You're damn fine. You're damn fine.
If you wanna get banged on, pump your brakes, make them shake it. They can't take
de quitar y captura y su